Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com. Cindy Grossman. New York City born and raised, luxury retail management was her game. Saks Fifth Avenue and Nordstrom were her jewelry playgrounds. Had enough at 38, fled to Miami, where Neiman Marcus Bal Harbour found her. Recruited to Mont Blanc, where her regional position challenged her. Met her husband 4 years ago, and Brevard County she did go. COVID hit, she needed a new career fit. Age-defying beauty with Mary Kay, she did say. And now, here's Cindy Grossman.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Mesmerize the Mirror at Any Age. Thanks for coming back, Mitch. Good to see you.
It's great to see you, and always a pleasure.
We have an exciting show today.
Tell me.
Well, I don't know about you, but I know there are a lot of people out there that are on prescription medication. And a lot of times I feel it may not be what they really need to be on. So I was lucky to meet Heather Hardin. Heather received her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the University of Florida in 2005 and is a board-certified ambulatory care specialist. After working as a community pharmacist, Dr. Hardin became a clinical assistant professor at the University of Florida College of Pharmacy from 2010 to 2018. Heather currently owns her own health and wellness company, Halo Health Services, where she helps clients find more natural ways to address the root causes of their health concerns, decreasing dependence on prescription medications. She teaches yoga, leads meditations, and sells her own CBD products. Heather also hosts 2 vodcast podcasts, Pharmacists Out of the Box and Nurture Your Soul. Heather, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sounds wonderful. I'm really thrilled. We met kind of by accident. I was talking to somebody, Rebecca Moon, about some pain issues I was having, and she said, I have the girl for you. And we connected, and I am happy to say it's our relationship has definitely helped me with my pain issues. So I'm thrilled. And not only that, I do have to mention something. My mom suffers from terrible, terrible pain as well with her back. And Dr. Hardin allowed me to send her a whole list of mom's prescription medications. And you were wonderful. You went through it and you carefully made sure that mom would be able to use the different CBD products. So I really appreciate everything you've done. You're really wonderful, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
Really?
Thank you. That's what I enjoy doing. I have the best job in the world. So
amazing.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's exactly why I do what I do.
Fantastic. Now, you're a board-certified clinical pharmacist. What does that mean?
So that basically means I've gotten extra training. To be board certified, you have to do a lot of extra studies, a lot of extra trainings, and then it usually takes a year of that. It's quite intensive because there's a huge test you take at the end that is very challenging. And once you do pass that, it's kind of just a badge of extra layer of knowledge that you have. And in ambulatory care, what that part means, besides being board certified, is what an ambulatory care pharmacist, that ambulatory space is that I have that extra education in those things that people have just walking around every day. So the things that I'm a specialist in are diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, rheumatoid arthritis, acid reflux, all those kind of things that people manage probably through family practice and their physician. Mm-hmm.
Right, and take a tremendous amount of medication for those things you just mentioned. Yes.
Yes. Sometimes, unfortunately, yes.
I know. I'm starting to really believe that. Now, my next question. Why did you decide to create your own business, Halo Health?
Well, kind of exactly. You touched on it. I had been in this space of pharmacy and prescription medication. That world of pharmacy is all about, the majority of that work is in prescription medications. And in my practice, I had a lot of patients that wanted to get off of prescription medications. And in my current roles that I had, at that time, I really didn't have the flexibility to focus on natural ways of health or all the other alternative ways of health to try to help these patients. Even though I was trained in those and have a passion for those, I just wasn't given that opportunity in that space to work with patients outside of prescription medications. And so when I built Halo Health, my dream was really to help those patients that kept coming to me that wanted to get off of prescription medications, decrease their dependence. Sometimes we have to be on prescription medication, but decrease our dependence on those prescription medications by just going a more natural route and being able to focus on nutrition, focus on fitness level, focus on, there's a lot of alternative therapies that help, such as chiropractic and, more supplements when it comes to like finding those vitamin deficiencies that we have, things like that. So being able to work with a patient to get them healthier overall so that they wouldn't need those prescription medications quite as much. So that was my dream in building Halo Health, was to be able to do that.
Heather, quite often I hear stories about especially older people who are unfortunately seeing multiple doctors. And as they see multiple doctors, they get multiple prescriptions for medication. And I don't, your training is in specifically how medicines interact with each other. The doctor's training may be how the medicine affects one aspect of the body that the patient needs help with, but the overall effects of the medicine, sometimes, again, I'm not an expert, but it seems to me that there needs to be a firm understanding of all the medicines that they're taking and how they affect, between each other, between the medicines. What is your experience of dealing with that issue?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for bringing that up. So that is exactly what I do. Kind of what Cindy mentioned with her mother. I always start with having that comprehensive review of all the medications, because as you mentioned, cardiologists are really focused on the heart medications and how those are going to function. And then they may have an endocrinologist that's really focused on their diabetes medications. And unfortunately, sometimes those doctors don't even communicate or aren't on the same page with what the patient's taking. And that's what I do in the very beginning, and that's kind of my specialty, is a comprehensive medication review to kind of look over everything that's going on. Are we actually having a side effect that's what we're doing with another medication, is just treating a side effect of a previous drug, and that's called polypharmacy. Sometimes we get into this cascade of treating side effects of other medications by just adding another medication. So I do a very comprehensive look of that. Are we duplicating any medications? Are the doses correct? So all of that, looking at every detail of every medication holistically is exactly where I start, just to prevent exactly what you described.
Let me follow up. Is that something that you would normally expect the pharmacist at your local pharmacy to do as well, or are they just more, this is the prescription, this is what I fill, here it is?
Well, I will say, coming from the pharmacist perspective, every single pharmacist that I know would love to be able to have the time to do that for each patient. And that's what we're trained in. Not just me, but most of us are able to do that as a pharmacist. But unfortunately, in the system that we're in, when you go to your local pharmacist, really the focus of that pharmacy is to fill prescriptions. And it really isn't built into the business model for that pharmacist to have a lot of time to be able to do that. And even, I'm not trying to diss on anybody, but even going to the doctors, unfortunately, the doctors, have 15 minutes to kind of go over every clinical thing that they have, go through the labs, go through any kind of X-rays that were, to kind of review everything in this 15-minute time frame, and then move them on to the next prescription as they walk out the door. So even in the physician's office, there isn't really that kind of time to sit down. So there really isn't anyone doing this. Some of the health plans will pay pharmacists like me to do the comprehensive reviews for the patients who are on a lot of medication. So it is kind of moving. My fingers are crossed that we'll continue to move in that direction, but it is not happening necessarily in the current practices that patients are going to, or to the pharmacies, like you said.
Oh, I wish that would happen, because you really struck a light bulb with me when you said sometimes you start to take medication and that could be a side effect, and then you're taking another medication to fight off the side effect.
Right. And acid reflux is one of those. Like sometimes we find that, we're treating someone's acid reflux, but if we just took a holistic moment and pulled back and looked at everything, we would see, hey, they're on a bunch of aspirin, or they're on a bunch of something that is very irritating to the stomach. Can we work with the dosing of that instead of adding something for their acid reflux? Can we just help their acid reflux in a more natural way?
Right.
Yeah.
True. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Dr. Hardin. Lots of good stuff.
Why hire Cantwell and Goldman? At Cantwell and Goldman, PA, we take pride in what we do. That pride translates into better client service and better client results. At Cantwell and Goldman, PA, we provide high-quality legal solutions for individuals and businesses in Indian River and Brevard counties and throughout the state of Florida. Our experienced attorneys can help you with a range of legal issues, from defending a criminal charge, assistance with a commercial or residential closing, business transaction, or estate planning and probate matters. We are a full-service law firm specializing in estate planning, including trust and estates, as well as commercial and residential real estate and corporate matters throughout the state of Florida. Cantwell and Goldman, PA.
Hello, this is Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. All of our offices are scheduling appointments for in-office services, but you can get that little yellow sticker quicker by using our express lane. It's fast, convenient, and free when you pay with an e-check. Renew your registration on our website and select Pick Up at the Tax Collector's Office. Order before 3 p.m. and you can pick up your little yellow sticker on the same day. Order at irctax.com. That's irctax.com.
You can trust Sandpiper Pest Control, serving Indian River, St. Lucie, and Brevard. Certified by the state of Florida to treat homes, lawns, and termites. Fully licensed and insured. Priced right, effective, and friendly.
Hi, this is Joel, the owner of Sandpiper Pest Control. Sandpiper can solve your pest issues. No contracts to sign, just results.
Call for a free estimate, 772-589-0204. Sandpiper Pest Control, a member of the iTex trading community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
A great daily skincare routine can help with anti-aging, wrinkles, texture, tone, and elasticity. Cindy Grossman specializes in helping women look and feel their best with great skincare and cosmetics. Join Cindy Grossman's dream team and become part of the Mary Kay Sisterhood. Call 917-363-4641 to set up your one-on-one consultation.
And we're back with Dr. Hardin, our pharmacy perfectionist and CBD products, which I have to say I am using. Let's get into that a little bit. You sell the CBD products. How did that side of the business start?
Well, in helping patients in that more natural space, and even just in general, patients who aren't even in that space yet, a lot of patients are actually using CBD, and that would be part of what they would bring to the table for me to review with all their medications. And I realized there's a lot of patients using it, but I didn't quite know a lot about it. And so I spent some time looking at the research myself to see, I'm a research-based person, what information, what data is out there about CBD. And what I found was amazing, that CBD has quite a bit of research that shows that it really helps a lot of patients. And I personally have anxiety. I'm a lifelong anxiety sufferer, and because of that, I don't sleep well. And so after looking at the research, decided to try it myself. And that's kind of my story. CBD on the anxiety side totally changed my life. And I went from sleeping about 3 hours tossing and turning to about 7 to 8 hours now, and can easily get up and wake up and go back to sleep, which was unheard of before. And so then I felt like I was more knowledge about CBD, but then my patients were asking me, okay, well, how do I know that what I'm taking is a good product or is a quality product? And that answer I didn't have. And I realized the second part of what I needed to do was actually have a product that I can put my name behind, my reputation behind, that I trust, that I can share with patients and know that they're exactly getting what is on that label for that product. And so it became important for me to have a quality product that I can offer my patients as well.
So Heather, let me understand something. With the CBD products that we see in the public sphere, I mean, you see them everywhere. I see them at
strip malls.
I see them at
a gas station.
Exactly. Is there no federal mandates like this percentage, this? It doesn't seem to be regulated like, aspirin or over-the-counter medicine, for example. Am I correct?
It's correct. Now, it is federally legal. They have allowed, CBD is legal as long as it falls below a certain level of percentage of other products. It just has to be mostly CBD. But it is legal. But it falls kind of in this weird area. It's not FDA approved like a prescription medication. It's actually treated more of like a vitamin or a supplement, but even the FDA doesn't allow us to call it a supplement. But it is in that space of, they don't have the regulations on there of the quality of the potency, all of that. Like, does it have what's on the label? There's nobody really regulating that because of how it falls under the FDA. So there was a research project that came out about a year ago now, and what they found, they tested random hundreds of products of CBD. It was a university, I think it was the University of Chicago. Don't quote me on that, but it was a university that did the study. And 70% of the products that they looked at and tested, 70% of them did not have in the product what was labeled on the outside of the label for CBD. So that was that's kind of concerning, very concerning. And a lot of patients, that's 70% of the products. So I tell my patients, if you have a product that you love or that you're interested in buying, the one thing you want to always ask is they're legally supposed to be able to give you a certificate of authenticity that tells you exactly what is in that lot of that product that you're holding in your hand. And I doubt gas stations are doing that sort of thing, right? So that is supposed to be happening. And if you can ask your provider if they can give you that certificate of analysis, then confidently you could probably say that that's a pretty decent product. But other than that, it's a challenge.
Well, tell us about your product and how it's manufactured and your involvement in that.
Right. So I found a provider that I totally trust. I really like their products that they formulate. So this product, my product, is actually formulated from a group here in Jacksonville, Florida, for me. And my product actually has a barcode on it that you scan it. You can put the lot number in of the actual bottle that you're holding, and it's a website, and it will actually show you the third-party testing. So it's actually tested by a whole third party of what is actually found in that lot that you're holding. So that's where my product comes from and how it's kind of, and then it's my product. So then I sell my own products.
What product do you use, Cindy?
Oh, Jesse actually just flashed it on. I use this great pain relief cream, and I've been doing the drops at morning and night. And then also Heather sent me some fantastic bath bombs that you put in the bath. They're great even before you go to sleep. They relax you, and it's just, it really does help. Before I go out for my run, I'm rubbing that stuff all over. It does help. hey, I finished a half marathon, so
Good for you.
it's working.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so it does work. Now, I just have a question. Medical marijuana, do you fill those prescriptions as well?
You have to have, that's a whole nother licensing.
Okay.
That has its own regulation, and that is very, tightly managed.
Right.
And so, yes, I actually have patients who have a lot of, not marijuana. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to mislead you. I have a lot of patients who start with me for things such as pain, especially in inflammation.
Yes.
And really want to try the CBD and see how it works. And it really helps most of my patients, but I have some patients who are just more severe. I also have some cancer patients because it shows a lot of benefit CBD does in cancer patients. But I've had a couple of patients that it just wasn't enough, and I've actually walked with them through getting their marijuana card, and then they move on to marijuana, which they found more beneficial in some situations. So I don't have the marijuana certification to do all that. I'm more in the CBD area. Right. But I am able to kind of work with patients as they move, if they need to move into that area of being able to walk with them through that.
But it seems your CBD products are helping most people with different...
Most people, yes. It's incredible. So there's quite a few things that people find relief from CBD. And through the research, I'm a big research, show me the data person. What we find is by how it works in the body, it really seems to help these 4 big things. And the big things are pain. It has an anesthetic ability of blocking pain, and then it also treats inflammation. So if any of that pain is inflammatory, like arthritis or even neuropathy or nerve pain, it's just incredible for most types of pain and inflammation. And then it also is very good, as I mentioned, for anxiety, and then people love it even just for sleep. So those are the big ones. There are some other, of course, things. We use it for seizures. We use it for, I have someone who uses it for Tourette's in their child, and Parkinson's, anything kind of working in that nervous system, it really seems to touch on. We're really learning more and more. The research is still going, and then cancer, they're studying it here actually at UF in cancer as well.
Wow, that's amazing. I just want to let people know how they can find you and how they can have a consultation before ordering some CBD products, and all about Halo Health.
Right. So they can reach out to me. My main website is just halohealth.net. So not .com, but .net, N-E-T. And that will show you all about my overall services, my pharmacy services, my health and wellness services, the yoga, everything that under the umbrella of what I offer. And then it also you can definitely reach my CBD in that website and read more about it and connect there. It will take you to a separate CBD. If someone's just interested in the CBD part, there is a specific CBD website I have, which is halohealthcbd.com. So that is a .com, halohealthcbd.com.
Okay, and I know it's very easy because I get in touch with you, and we already did a reorder, so that's all. That's been working great.
Absolutely. My contact information is on both of those websites, and anyone who just has questions, I am all about being the accurate source of information. So even if someone just wants to talk, or like you who had questions about your mom, that's what I'm here for, and that my information, how to contact me, is definitely on those websites. Extremely
helpful. Thank you. And also you have the 2 podcasts. Just tell us how we can find those.
So one is a vodcast. It's more focused on pharmacists. The Pharmacist Out of the Box is actually on YouTube. We video the podcast interviews and then also put them out on Spotify, iTunes, all the audio places. But that's Pharmacist Out of the Box. We interview pharmacists doing very unique jobs in pharmacy. So that's helpful if you're a pharmacist, or if you just want to know what pharmacists are doing out there besides working in the retail setting. And then I have a meditation podcast called Nurture Your Soul. And it has a lot of just some talks on just wellness, like mental wellness. And it also has some meditations that help kind of relax people and get them more into the present moment and that sort of thing. And that's called Nurture Your Soul. And that is on all the podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, all those great platforms.
Sounds great. Thank you, Dr. Heather Harden, for joining us today. I know my listeners and my guests on the live stream will be getting in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Go Gators, too.
Thank you.
Go Gators.